Hello, everyone. So I'm really excited to be leading this visualization. We're going to be helping you get a word of the year, and then we're going to be doing this really cool ceremony to call on the four elements to help you embody that word and also just kind of unburden and let go of anything that might be getting in the way of you accessing more of what you want in the coming year. Lately, I've been less and less into the like concrete goal setting and like traditional resolutions and more into working with energy and like higher level intentions. And so I hope that you all enjoy this as much as I have been. That's my intention. All right. And I am kind of curious as we get started, how many of you already have a word of the year or an intention of how you want to feel in 2024? If you do, you can put it in the chat. I'm going to be guiding this in a way where it doesn't matter whether you have a word or not. You can do it both ways. All right. Karen's is positivity. Fadila, did I say that correctly? Or Fadila? Okay. Yours is trust. Love it. Mine is open. I don't know if you all saw my newsletter, but it's based on a neon sign. Creativity, said Pam. Simplicity. Ooh, these are so fun because I feel like I get a little zing of inspiration. Vanita said pathways. Very cool. Tenacious from snowy Colorado. Love it. Last year, my word was intentional routines. Not sure about this year. Very cool. Feminine power, diversity, inclusion, and belonging. Love it. Overachiever like me, Vanessa, you couldn't choose one. You had to go with like four. I know I'm often similar where I have a hard time picking. So the interesting thing, what we're going to be doing today, I mean, yes, it's great to have a word of the year. It can help anchor you and inspire you. And it's like a core value and an energy, a belief structure that you can keep coming back to. And I have found that the process of choosing the word of the year, allowing it to arrive for you, is a really great way to kind of strengthen your muscles when it comes to listening to your own inner wisdom, your own inner guidance, rather than just your rational mind. Because sometimes our mind will think it should be a certain word that's related to like a goal we're focused on or something. And then a very different word or energy will show up when you actually tune in to your heart and your intuition. And so it's a great way to sort of practice that on a very simple level. So that's what we'll be doing today, is helping you kind of connect more with your own heart wisdom. And then, as I mentioned, we're going to be calling on the four elements. Lately, when I just wake up from sleep, when you're kind of in that really groggy in-between place, and sometimes people talk about getting ideas or information either in their dreams or right as they're coming out. That's been happening for me lately. And earlier this week, I got this whole guidance around calling on the four elements when it comes to our word for the year. And I led this for a group yesterday, and it was so fun and awesome and powerful. So I'm so excited to do it with you all today. Yay! All right. I would recommend having a piece of paper and a pen nearby, because at least for some of us, we were getting a lot of guidance from the four elements, believe it or not. Earth, air, wind, and fire had a lot to say. And you might want to like write down little nuggets as we go. You feel free to open your eyes in the middle of a guided visualization and like write a sentence down if something comes through that's very inspiring or that touches you. Because at least for me, sometimes it like stresses me out to stay in the visualization because I don't want to lose the nugget of wisdom I just got. And then I have this inner battle of like, should I pause to write it down? Am I going to remember it at the end? So yeah, feel free to like open your eyes and journal if you want to. We're going to also have a few minutes at the end of the visualization for you to write down any insights. So you also don't need to worry about that at all. It would be great if you're somewhere where you could be undisturbed for like, the next 20, 30 minutes, ideally. And, turn off all your notifications. I'm going to do that too. I'm going to put my phone on airplane mode. You guys, I had one of those things that's supposed to help you hold your phone, and then it just broke. My phone's a sad little person right now. Okay. And those of you who just joined us, where I asked in the chat if you already have a word of the year or intention for the year, to share it in the chat. Okay. Oh, Canada. All right. Welcome, Teresa. So glad you're here. Good to see you. Lots of good, fun new faces and old faces. Not old in the old way, but old like I know you. Hello, hello, hello. All right, let's get started. So, oh, we got some fun new words coming. Bold, I love it. Your color is bold today. Kindness, abundance. Hi from New Jersey is someone's word. Just kidding. Oh, it's bliss. Love it. All right, let's get started with the visualization. So as I mentioned, for those of you who just joined, I'm going to be guiding this in a way where it works for you, whether you already have your word or you don't yet have your word. So there'll be some guidance around receiving a word. And then if you already have your word, we're going to be bringing in the 4 elements one at a time to help you unburden and let go of things that might be getting in the way of you embodying that intention for the year. And then you'll also be receiving wisdom and guidance and healing from the 4 elements. Let's do it. All right. So as you're ready, allow your eyes to gently close. Just come into a comfortable seated position. I recommend having your legs uncrossed, your feet planted on the floor. I'm going to unbutton my jeans, you all. My husband was laughing because I wore really tight jeans today. And it's like, why? Nobody can even see them. What am I doing? So if you need to get, cozy in some way, like grab some warm socks or a blanket, whatever's going to help you feel comfortable and in your body. And yes, if you'd like, you can turn your camera off for this portion. It can be nice to just feel relaxed. You can lie down if you want, as long as you're not worried about falling asleep. And once your eyes are gently closed, just start to arrive in this present moment. And lately, when I begin my meditations, I like to say the following sentence in my own mind, so you can do this as well and just replace my name with yours. I, Vanessa Loader, align with the light of love, wisdom, and truth. And I align with my highest self. And just start to begin to connect with your breath. Noticing the rise and fall of your chest or belly as you inhale and exhale. I read in a book recently that our breath is one of the most intimate things about us, because we're actually taking the outside world into us with every single breath. The air that we share with all the animals, all the plants, all the other beings that have ever existed, we're actually bringing that into our physical bodies with each inhale. And then letting it go and sending it back out with each exhale. So just feeling or sensing, if you can, how you're so intimately connected to the world with each inhale, with each exhale. And then beginning to connect with your heart center. If you'd like, you can place one or both hands on your heart. And you can visualize or imagine a flower in your heart center, and just notice what kind of flower wants to show up for today. And imagine that it's closed tightly like a bud. And that as you inhale into your heart center, the flower starts to open more and more. The petals start to unfurl until the flower in your heart is completely open. And taking a moment to connect with the heart of the cosmos, the energy of the universe. So visualizing or imagining way above your head, beyond our sun, beyond our solar system. So going past the blue sky into inky black space, beyond, 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 until you get to the heart of the cosmos, this great ball of white light, this source energy. And this is the energy that helps the planets keep spinning on their axes, that tells the seasons when it's time to change, or the flowers when it's time to open and blossom. And visualize or imagine that from the heart of the cosmos, from this great ball of white light, that it's coming down, 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 and open your crown chakra, the top of your head, kind of like a sunroof in a car. And visualize or imagine that that white light can come right down, down, down through your crown chakra, through the top of your head, down, 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 through your third eye, through your throat, and into your heart, filling your heart with this beautiful white light, helping you connect to divine wisdom, higher self, intuition, guidance, and heart-centered knowing. And in this space, as you stay connected with your heart center, I'd like for you to take a moment and set an intention, what you'd like to receive from our time together today. For those of you who just joined, we're connecting in with our hearts, imagining a flower blossoming open in our heart center, and then taking a moment to set an intention. What would you like to receive from our time together? Beautiful. And then visualize or imagine at the end of this session that you're kind of logging off Zoom or going, about your day, whatever's going to be next in your day. And as you leave this session, visualize or imagine or sense, any way you can, that intention having come to fruition. So if you wanted clarity, you imagine yourself leaving like, oh, wow, I got some great clarity. Visualize or imagine or sense yourself at the end of this time together, feeling really buoyed, like energetically inspired, lifted up, encouraged, with greater clarity, and having that intention fulfilled. And you go back to your day with like a little spring in your step, feeling really pleased with yourself, really happy, satisfied, grateful that you took some time out of your day to really connect with you and with this community. And as you continue to stay connected with your heart center, you can tune in and ask for guidance around your word of the year. What is the word, the energy, the intention, the value that it would be in my highest good and the highest good of all beings everywhere for me to focus on in the coming year? And you might already have your word. You might have thought you had your word and then a different word arrives. Just notice. You might even imagine the word blossoming out from your heart center. Like maybe the petals of the flower have the word written on them. Or maybe the flower is in a garden and you're walking in the garden and then you see a carving on a stone and it's a word that has guidance for you, specifically for you and what you need at this time. Beautiful. And now we're going to call on the four elements, beginning with wind or air. And I'm spraying a little something in my air as I say that. And so visualize or imagine that you're calling on the governing spirit of the wind. And if you don't yet have your word, you could visualize or imagine that maybe the wind, the air, is going to come and whisper your word to you. So visualizing, imagining, sensing the wind coming. You might sense or imagine a cool breeze, the wind carrying the leaves and swirling them around on the ground. You might imagine a stronger gust of wind. So calling on the governing spirit of the wind. And first, what we're going to do is do an unburdening with the wind. So whatever your word or your intention is for the year, you're going to ask the wind to support you in releasing and letting go of whatever is getting in the way of you embodying that word, that quality of beingness. And if you don't yet have your word, that's okay. You can just ask the wind to help you let go of whatever's been getting in your way lately. And when it especially focused on the coming year, your goals, your dreams, your visions, the things you long for. Asking the wind to help you let go of that which is no longer serving you. This could be an old way of being, an old identity. It could be an old belief structure, an old energy, something in your family lineage. It could be something from a past life. You don't even need to know what it is that you're letting go of. You're just trusting, asking, allowing the wind to carry it away, to offer a cleansing, a healing for your being at this time. And trust your own knowing in this and allow the wind to do what it wants to do to be of service to you. And the wind can offer a gentle healing when you open a window and let in a warm summer breeze, or it might be very dramatic, like when it forces a door open, when there's a gust of wind or a gale of wind and the shutters bang and everything's shaking. So allowing the wind to cleanse you, to heal you, to release that which is no longer serving you. Maybe there's some old pain in your heart and the wind carries that away and you release it to the wind. Maybe there's some old fantasy or dream or longing or goal that never quite came to fruition, or some ex-lover, who knows what it is that is from the past that it's time to let go of. Maybe you surrender that to the wind now and let it carry it away. Maybe there's an old dusty room in like a cellar in the basement of your mind, of your psyche, or of your heart. And you can visualize or imagine, like if you were to open the windows and let a fresh breeze in, how that might clear things out. And again, you don't need to understand what this means. So if your mind comes in and is like, this is weird, why am I imagining this? Or this doesn't make sense, or what is that thing that the wind is clearing out of the basement? Just thank your mind. Go, thank you, mind. I'm going to just continue with this lovely little experiment. And now asking the wind to offer you guidance and wisdom and insight. What is the message that the wind has for you? What is the guidance it wants to give you? Maybe it even has a gift that it wants to bring you. So allowing the wind, the air, to offer you some message of wisdom, guidance, or a gift at this time. And if you want to pause to write that down or open your eyes to write anything down, you can. Beautiful. And now we're going to be calling on the governing spirit of fire. And I'm going to be lighting a candle as we do this. So calling on the element of fire to join us. I feel like the wind is leaving with the smoke and the fire's coming in. And again, asking the fire to first offer a cleansing or an unburdening. What is it that you want to release or let go of? And how can the fire help you with that? And if you still don't have your word of the year, you might even visualize or imagine that perhaps there's a big bonfire with these licking flames and your word is written in the flames. So asking the fire, calling on the fire now to help you let go of that which is no longer serving you when it comes to your dreams, your intentions, your vision for the year. You can imagine tossing things into the fire to be burned and released. Letting go of the old, cleansing, old beliefs, old identities that are too small for who you are now, for what you're stepping into. Allowing the fire to help you burn away that which has become too small for who you really are. Burning away self-criticism, judgment, not good enoughness. And someone pointed out that I looked muted. I mute myself occasionally to do light language as we call on these elements because I don't want to distract you all. So if you see me muted with my lips moving, that is on purpose. So allowing the fire to help you cleanse and release that which is no longer serving you. And allow yourself to go wild with this visualization, to get creative, to let your imagination, your heart, your intuition guide you. So perhaps the fire wants to go into certain rooms in your house or old file cabinets or old relationships or your car. Maybe you need a new car. I don't know what it is, but just allow the fire to do what it's going to do. Maybe there's corners in your psyche, in your mind, there's old neural pathways that you want to let go of, and you imagine the fire just kind of letting them slowly disintegrate or turn into kind of ash so that you can build new neural pathways. So just allow yourself to trust your own knowing as you call on the fire to support you in releasing that which is no longer serving you. Beautiful. And now asking the fire to offer you wisdom, guidance when it comes to your word of the year, your intention, your dreams, and your visions. What does the fire want you to know or understand? How can the fire support you in embodying this word, this quality of beingness more fully? Beautiful. And now thanking the fire, honoring it, bowing to it, thanking it for its healing, its wisdom, its guidance. And now calling on the water, calling on the water to join us. I'm going to take a sip of water as we do that. Inviting in the governing spirit of water and asking the water to offer you a cleansing, a healing, to help you release that which no longer serves you, so that you may step more fully into who you are, who you be, to your dreams, your longings, your visions in the coming year. So if you'd like, you could visualize or imagine that you're in some beautiful body of water, like floating in a lake or in the ocean. Maybe you're in this magical pool of water and there's all these crystals underneath that are healing you as you relax and float in the water. Or maybe you're standing under this beautiful waterfall and the water is just pouring down on your head all the way through you. I like to imagine sometimes as if I have like my hair is dyed or something and the water is just pouring all these colors, like these dark inky black colors are just pouring out of my body as the water pours through me. So just calling on the water for a healing, for a cleansing, to release that which no longer serves you in the coming year. Calling on the governing spirit of the water to help you release and cleanse and let go of what is no longer serving you. Again, these could be old identities, old belief structures, old ways of being. I let these go now. I call on the water. I allow the water to cleanse me. I say yes to allowing the water help me release that which no longer serves me. allowing your imagination to take you wherever it wants to take you, allowing the water to take you wherever it wants to take you. Maybe it's even like you were in one pool of water that was your life before today. And then the water, it's like this magical pool with healing crystals, and you released a lot. And it's time to go to a bigger pond. And so maybe there's like a river, a tributary out of this pool that carries you down, down, down. And you go into a much bigger pool or into the ocean or into whatever your next is. And the water carries you from that old pool, which was great, but now you're ready for something even bigger, even better, even more expanded. And then the water carries you. You drift with the currents into some new body of water that's your life from this day forward, that feels like, and then you could maybe even imagine or visualize or sense yourself floating in this pool of water. And you could even add all these different words and qualities of beingness, of things you're wanting more of. So like joy and ease and love, creativity and peace. They're all in the water, floating with you. Or maybe there's even certain people you want to collaborate with or work with, and you imagine them inviting them into this pool of water with you. Or maybe there's people that you love that you want to have good connections and relationships with in the coming year, and you invite them into the healing pool of water with you. So inviting all these people that you want to co-create with into this beautiful body of water with you. And just noticing how the water can hold all of you and it can help you all connect. Perhaps this body of water represents the energy that you want to be in most of the time. And when you invite other people into the body of water, you're inviting them to play with you in that space. Join me in bringing more joy, more love, more ease into our lives. Join me. And asking the water now if it has any wisdom or guidance or information that it wants to give you about how you can more fully embody this word, these qualities of beingness in the coming year. Perhaps there's a gift that the water wants to give you. Maybe it wants to give you like a beautiful little glass vial with a little bit of this healing water so that you could take that out and sip it anytime you want to remember these energies. So just allowing water to give you whatever gift or insights or guidance or wisdom that it has for you at this time around how you could embody your word, your intention more fully in the coming year. Beautiful. And now thanking the water for its healing, for the wisdom and the guidance it's given you today. And now we'll call on the fourth element, which is earth. So inviting in the governing spirit of the earth energy to join us. And first, we will do the unburdening, the releasing, the letting go of that which is no longer serving you. You might visualize or imagine yourself lying on the earth or just digging your hands into the soil. Ask the earth energy to help you release that which is no longer serving you. Maybe you bury something in the earth that represents these old beliefs or this old identity or these old qualities of beingness. Calling on the earth to help you let go of that which is no longer serving you, that which is getting in the way of you owning your dreams. You might even visualize or imagine yourself barefoot on the earth, the way that people used to dance around the fire and stomp their feet. You could visualize or imagine some version of that where you're stomping your feet on the earth and you're letting go, you're releasing all the anger, the rage, the resentment, the guilt, the shame, the envy, the sadness, the grief, whatever it is that you're wanting to let go of at this time. You're just releasing that out into the earth as you walk and stomp your feet in a circle. Ashi na 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 na, ashi na na na, ashi na 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 na, ashi na na na, ashi na 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 na, ashi na na na, ashi na 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 na, ashi baraha, ashi mana ha ha ha, ashi karaka, ashi mana ha ha ha, ashi mana na, ashi bara bara ba, ashi baraha, ashi mana mana ma, ashi mana ma, ashi dara dara da, ashi dara da. Ashimana mana ma, ashimana ma. Just releasing, letting it all go. And perhaps this starts to turn from letting go of that which no longer serves you into calling in that which does, receiving guidance, wisdom, insight, information from the earth, receiving energy to support you as you move forward in your life. So perhaps building momentum, if you imagine yourself stomping on the earth, receiving from it now. The earth is the greatest recycler. We can send energy down into the earth to let go of it, and the earth recycles it, and then we can call energy up from the earth to receive it. So perhaps receiving from the earth now, perhaps the earth has a message that it wants to give you about your word of the year, about your intention. There's something the earth wants you to know or to understand, or there's a quality of beingness that the earth energy can bring that's going to support you in embodying that word even more fully. So just receiving these gifts, or this gift from the earth, this wisdom, this guidance, allowing your imagination to take you wherever it wants to go. Feeling sort of the tribal root energy of the earth guiding you. Ashi na 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 na, ashi na na na, ashi na 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 na, ashi na na na, ashi bara ba, ashi bara ha, ashi na 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 na, ashi na na na, Ashibara bara ba, ashibara ha, ashimana mana ma, ashimana ha. Receiving the mana, the life force from the earth, receiving any guidance or information or wisdom it has for you. And then thanking the earth, honoring it, bowing down to it, thanking it for the wisdom and the guidance that it has for you, that it's offered you today. And then taking a moment and inviting in your future self, yourself, 1 year from today. So whatever the date is today, imagine exactly 1 year forward. We have some people who might be watching this recording. So whatever day it is when you watch this, inviting in your future self 1 year from today. And just taking in their appearance, which is one of wisdom, compassion, and love. And taking a moment to ask them, what do you most want me to know or understand about the coming year, future self? About the word and my intentions and dreams? What do you most want me to know or understand? And just open to receive their guidance. They might answer you in words or with a symbol or a feeling or colors or just an energy that you get as you ask them, what do you most want me to know or understand about this past year? If you'd like, you can ask them, what has most mattered over the past year? Maybe they'll even show you like a little highlight reel snapshots of some of the wonderful things that happened in the past year. What has mattered most in the past year? Visualize or imagine now, or sense any way you can, that your future self is also now showing you a garden. And there are certain flowers or plants that represent different goals and dreams and visions and people, relationships, things you want to cultivate. And your future self is showing you, like, here are the things that we want to water in the coming year so that they can blossom and become stronger and bigger and grow. So perhaps you and your future self visit different flowers or plants and water them. Maybe you're pruning off a few leaves, making sure that they're in good condition. But your future self is showing you some of the different flowers and plants that you want to water in the coming year. And these could represent relationships, people that you love, projects for work or goals, how you want to feel, experiences you want to have, or places you want to visit. So allowing your future self to show you the plants that you've been cultivating in your garden this past year, and how beautiful they are and how much they've grown, how much they're thriving. It's like you've given them some magic grow fertilizer and they're all just doing so well. And you and your future self both bow down and thank the four elements that helped you grow all of these beautiful plants and flowers and things in your garden. So you thank the air that carried all of the different things to these plants, the pollen and the things that they need to thrive. And you thank the fire, the sun that helped grow all of these different plants and flowers in your garden. You thank the water that helped sustain them, keep them nourished. And you thank the earth. And as you say goodbye to your future self, you can ask any other final questions that you want to ask them about the past year, big or small. And as you say your goodbyes, perhaps your future self has some final parting words or words of wisdom for you. Perhaps it's a mantra or an affirmation, something to keep in mind over the coming year to help you stay grounded and focused on what matters most to you. Perhaps it's some insight or nugget of wisdom. So take a moment and allow them to share that information, that guidance, that mantra with you now. And as you get ready to say your goodbyes, you might visualize or imagine that your future self has a gift that they want to give you. Maybe they've even taken a little plant or a seed from the garden and put it in a pot for you to keep on your windowsill to remind you of all the things that you've planted that are blooming. Or maybe it's some other gift. So taking a moment to receive that gift from them now. And you say your goodbyes to your future self, thanking them for the wisdom, the guidance that they've given you today, which is your own inner wisdom. And when you come back to this present moment with a sense of gratitude for your future self, to the four elements, to all the wisdom that's available to you, when you take a little bit of time and space to pause and connect with yourself. So as you're ready, coming back to this present moment, you can wiggle your fingers and your toes. Allow your eyes to gently open. Beautiful. So if you want to pause to journal and write down a few things, anything that came out of that guided visualization, you can do that now. Would also love to hear from you in the chat. You can write down anything that happened, any information you got. And sometimes it's really fun to share as well, because the guidance can be sort of universal and it can benefit all of us when we hear it. Okay, so someone said it was uncanny. A number of times an image just appeared to me, then you offered it as an example. Ooh, I'm curious what image it was. That's fun. I saw a couple of things where I was like, I think this is someone else's word that I'm seeing right now. Spring breeze. Oh, moving into another pool? No way, because I just made that up today. I'd never done that before. Very cool. I love it when that can happen. And would love to hear from a couple of you if you feel brave enough to unmute and share your experience, anything you noticed. Nurture my natural child. Oh, I love that. Don't live in the past. Oh, yes, such good wisdom. Who else has guidance? Anyone want to share? You can unmute yourself too and just chat if you want to. Remain true to yourself. I love it. That was awesome and amazing. I can't believe what had come through for me. I realized that forgiveness, receiving and giving it, oh, is so powerful. Let go. Oh, such a good one. Yeah. Did someone unmute to share? No, I thought I saw. Okay. Trying to put you on gallery. Anyone else want to share anything you received? My future self said, you are enough. You have always been enough. Beautiful. Love that. Did anyone have like a stronger connection to one of the four elements? Or was it hard to do? Did anyone notice your mind coming in and being like, this is weird, I don't get it? Connection to earth. A loud word was intuition, and my future self told me it will all work out and you can be so proud and not be scared. Oh, other words that came up were rebirth, trust, and courage. Love it. Oh, whoa. Someone said in the water section, I had music notes rained down on me. I'm a musician, and that was so cool. That's really cool. I love it. For my future self, a year forward, it was hard, full of challenges, and you met each challenge with love, wisdom, strength, and equanimity. Oh, that's beautiful, Lisa. My word was kindness. I struggled to connect with earth, someone said. Yeah, easier with water element. I saw a key symbol. Oh, I love that. Very powerful. Forgiveness, letting go of hurts, feeling unseen, unheard. Strong connection with wind and earth. Future self said it's all possible. Yeah, sometimes it can feel easier to connect with, one element more than another, and that's fine. You can just let that be. Loved the fire and the wind, could feel the doubts blowing away. Ooh, and fire bringing in desire. Oh, that's so fun. Grateful. On earth, I saw myself skipping. Don't walk through life. I bounce. Oh, I love that. Growth, light, foundation came up for me, Marta said. So fun. Beautiful. Yeah, I also had never, in the times that I've done this before, I've never done that where like each of these different relationships or goals for the year is are plants or in a garden that you're watering with your future self together, sort of like these are the projects or the people that I want to focus on in the coming year. And I thought that was really, really cool because lately, what I've noticed for myself is when I focus too much on a goal, my ego takes over and makes it very black and white and binary and like, this is the goal and did you get it or not? And it can be so much more powerful to work with energy and emotions and visions instead. And, imagining like a plant for each of my goals or a certain kind of flower, like one is my relationship with my daughter and one is my relationship with my husband. And then imagining like watering each of those throughout the year, that they need my focus and they need me to be giving them water. And then imagining them each growing is a very different way of approaching our goals than like writing something down that's so specific that then if we don't get it, we go into a shame spiral and self-criticism and all these things. Yeah. Okay, so Kendra said, strong visual on the crown chakra. Oh, good. I love the garden visualization. Beautiful. Oh, yeah. Someone said, what was the meaning of actually what you were saying? No. So I've started in the last couple of years channeling and working with light beings. And I have light language that comes through sometimes in different toning and chants. And my sense of, some of the specific chants that I've gotten, I've asked what they mean. But what I was doing today was just some light language, and I was muting myself because I didn't want to distract you all. It sounds kind of like gibberish. Sometimes mine sounds sort of Asian. I don't know why. But what people say about light language is it's just very high vibration sound frequencies. The tones that came through for the earth wasn't really necessarily light language, but it was it felt like it was helping connect in some ways with the energy of the earth. And it was just sort of like a tribal pattern that wanted, and they told me, they being the voices in my head, told me to unmute for that part and let you all hear it. So, yeah, I don't know what it meant. I think it was just sound frequency to support us in this process. How about that? Okay. Let's see. What else did I miss? I gave me the desire to make a 4-element ceremony in a sacred place. Ooh, I love that, Sylvie. Very cool. Yeah. The flower imagery worked great. I will ponder more about my future self, energy, and messages. Flourish came up from within me. In the earth section, I buried my negative areas of my life in the sand. Ooh, very freeing. Don't dwell. Be like Elsa and let it go. I love that. I got a message from each element to support me staying in my word, trust. Oh, I love that, Fadila. That happened for me as well with my word. I loved connecting with my future self. It was positive, joyful, and fabulous. Awesome. Teresa said, I stomped and moved fluidly around a fire on the nurturing earth, a warm breeze bringing good things, warm rain washing away things that no longer serve me, feeling clay between my toes. Ooh, clay has been my creative medium for decades. I love that. Yay, beautiful. Well, I know we're almost out of time here, but I want to thank you all for joining me. And I also just want to share that one of the things I've been noodling on in terms of how I run my business in a way that feels really joyful and authentic is I've been sitting with the idea of doing kind of like spontaneous ceremony. So if you're on my list, you will get an invitation to do a ceremony or a visualization or whatever it is that comes up. You know, I don't know if you all are familiar with Glennon Doyle, her organization Together Rising, but I love what they did where they turned fundraising totally on its head, where instead of asking for money all the time in these ways that are kind of harassing and annoying, what they do is when there's like a major issue in the world, they say, let's turn our heartbreak into collective action. And they send a message about a specific crisis when it happens to raise money. Well, what I got when I was in meditation is that what I really want to do in terms of how I run my business in some ways is a version of that for ceremony and visualizations, where instead of being like, well, it's Q1, so I should do values and visioning, but I don't want to, and I've done it the last 6 years in a row, and it feels like old and stale. I'm going to just receive guidance and send an email out and do a ceremony, and we'll record it. So, you know, if you can't join live, you can always access the recording, and we'll maybe put them on YouTube. So I'm sitting with playing with the idea of doing that in the coming year, spontaneous ceremony. So if you're in this community, if you're on my newsletter, you will be the first to get those emails when we do them. And I'm just going to trust, for me at least, the things I've joined as a participant that I've gotten the most value out of. It's often like someone who I don't join anything, and all of a sudden I get one email and I just go, oh, I'm supposed to do that. I know that I'm supposed to do that. I feel in my bones that is meant for me. And so that's my intention, that we'll send out these messages and it'll be a gathering of, you know, whoever's meant to join in that one. So I'm going to be doing that as it arises. So, you know, keep your eyes and ears peeled for that. And I think we're going to put the recording from today, we're going to send it out to you all. So feel free to share it with anyone in your life. And if they want to join future ceremonies and visualizations like this one, they can just join the list. All right. So sending you all lots of love in the new year. May all your like flowers and plants blossom. May you have so many flowers that you're like giving them to neighbors because you don't even know what to do with them all. Thank you, everyone. I hope to see you in future ceremonies and visualizations. Sending you all lots of love. I hope all your dreams come true and your nightmares turn into doorways into your biggest and greatest life. Lots of love, everyone. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Oh, thank you. Beautiful messages.